to another episode of Rugby with Pads. I'm your host, Sam, broadcasting today from a rather cold office location. New backdrop, well, updated backdrop, more jerseys to see, added to my collection. I hope you guys like it. Obviously, there is a draft ongoing, as always. If you're watching on YouTube, check it out, please. If you're not, why not? Check it out wherever you can. Anyway, today we're going to do short and sharp. We're going to try and record a few back-to-back here, but we're going to break down the true value of the running back position in under about 3 minutes. This might as well be a YouTube short. I don't know. Let's break down some established wisdom. Bell cow backs. Try saying that after a couple of pints, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning here. Bell cow backs are worth their weight in gold. Traditional thinking, yeah, you don't go wrong. It's like you don't get fired for buying IBM if you're in the IT world. You don't get fired from your fancy team by bringing in a bell cow back. This last year, it was probably true. Saquon, King Henry being the top two out there, you'd be hard pressed to argue otherwise. You're going to find it really hard to secure those guys, though. And, added factor, you've got to make sure they don't get injured, which you, as a fancy player, do not have control over. You know, no matter how many times you moan about it on Twitter, they are going to get injured and they are going to suffer. And it's going to make your team suffer as well. I think with teams not betting on a single back anymore, it's becoming more apparent that this is an optimal solution. You know, we're seeing multiple decent running backs on a team. You can make a good argument for the Kansas City room last year being relatively effective, despite it being a rotating cast, as you can with San Francisco. Bell cow back and Christian McCaffrey goes down, next guy up, next guy up, next guy up. I think this is shown by the fact that nobody can get a contract except if you're Saquon Barkley, and because it's not worth them putting their body on the line for. You see instead teams partnering up or moving on instead of giving them a big contract. Gibbs and Monty, Sonic and Knuckles wouldn't have been a thing 5 or 10 years ago. I don't think the waves of change have come into the NFL and multiple backs have become a thing. Bucky Irving working well with Rashad White, Tank Bigsby being semi-relevant with ETN being the number one, although that's a bit more of a shaky one. Charbonnet carving out a role with K9 on the roster. They're all signs that we're starting to see tandems come back. Before it was probably Kamara and Mark Ingram was the old school way of looking at it, but they were few and far between. Now they're becoming much more common. Because for roster building from the NFL, it makes much more sense to have your backup be almost as good as your starter. I guess, paired with the change of the archetype, we're starting to see a shift in the value at running back position when it comes to fantasy as well. And different archetypes of different players are able to come play and be effective. Undersized scat backs like... Scatback is a proper term, by the way. It's not me being rude. Devin A. Kane can be a true number one in fantasy, even when they're not getting huge volume. While bruisers like down the middle guys like Mixon and Connor are breaking the age norms that we've talked about already. I'm not going to decree, though, in fancy terms, that you should do this one magical thing to secure your RB for the year. Instead, I'd recommend a measured approach. Spread the love. Don't go in too early. And try new things, as there's so many different ways to win from the running back position, I think. But without a doubt, get a guy who can pass catches. That seems almost too obvious to mention, but it is still a cheat code. That's your lot on today. Hopefully you enjoyed this mini episode. I think I did it in under 4 minutes. Yeah, I did. Yeah, why not? If you like this, as always, you can like, follow, subscribe. Please do. It's the best thing you can do to support the pod. Follow us on all the socials. At Rugby with Pads, if you want to support the pod financially as well, from as little as £1, you can go to rugbywithpads.com and become a member. Get yourself some merch. There's discounts, all fun stuff, all in the link in the description, all that kind of fun stuff. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you all very soon on the virtual gridiron.